We'll now move to our Byron Nelson Award, named after the legendary Byron Nelson. The Byron Nelson Award is annually presented to an amateur for his or her significant contributions to golf in northern Texas. At this time, I'd like to invite our good friend up, John Bradley, longtime business advisor and friend of Byron Nelson, and he actually was a son to Byron Nelson and how their relationship was so close. Please welcome to the stage John Bradley.
Thank you. The award winner this year is Justin Thompson. He's a junior at Trinity Christian Academy and is a member of the golf team. He began playing golf at the age of 11 and has been a member of the Northern Texas PGA Junior since 2013, and by the way, winning many tournaments. He practices and plays golf every day and takes lessons from Cameron McCormick. Justin is currently a +1 handicap and recently committed to pursue his college career at SMU. Justin also has a passion for giving back. He was diagnosed with ALL leukemia in 2009. During his battle with leukemia, Justin was introduced to the Birdies for Kids fundraising event by his mentor, Dean Larson. Lawson and his fellow Aussies in the golf industry annually raise money for children's health. Justin has become an active member of the Birdies for Kids team and has raised over $25,000 in the 2 years for kids in our community. Before we ask Justin to accept his award, I would like to show a brief video that tells his amazing story.
My golf inspiration is beating cancer. I had leukemia. They found out later that was ALL, which is better, but still leukemia. I was lacrosse, football, basketball, baseball player, and so I had to quit all those so I couldn't do contact sports. So I needed something to get out of the house and do. And eventually I took a lesson from a guy at my club and I loved it. The guy I took a lesson from was Dean Larson at Bent Tree at the time, and he found out what I was going through and he did this Birdies for Kids fundraiser. Going pretty good, I got 4 birdies so far. Last year I played all 72 holes in one day and I was able to raise a little over $14,000. It was one day when I went to Children's and we walked around the hallways and they took me to infusion room, and on the outside it had a Birdies for Kids plaque on it and in my name, so it said Justin Thompson. I thought that was cool because I'd spent a lot of time in those rooms.
When I think of this award, I think of a story about Byron. Byron's partner at the Bing Crosby Pro-Am for years upon years was Eddie Lowry. And yes, that's the same Eddie Lowry who was the 9-year-old caddy for Francis Ouimet when he won the Open in the playoff against Harry Vardon and Ted Ray. And Lowry had this golfer that he wanted Byron to come help. And Byron said yes and started working with Ken Venturi. And we know how that turned out. In the end, Ken came back to Byron and said, "Byron, how can I repay you for what all you did?" And Byron said, "Ken, be good to the game and give back." Justin is the first junior to ever receive this award. And if you think about being good to the game and giving back, I think Byron would be very proud that he won it this year. Please join me in recognizing Justin Thompson, a true friend and inspiration to the Northern Texas PGA and the 2015 Byron Nelson Award winner.
Thank you. Well, you stole my quote. I was going to start with when I think of Byron Nelson, I think of the quote that Birdies for Kids is kind of centered around, which is be good to the game and give back. And that's kind of what I've tried to achieve through Birdies for Kids is just giving back a little of what Byron gave to golf. And it's amazing, despite all his golf skill, his legacy was still giving back, and it wasn't his golf accomplishments. And it's truly an honor to be, said that maybe I have a little bit of the character he possessed. I started in golf. Before I was diagnosed, I played, like the video said, football, basketball, baseball. I pretty much played everything except golf. And I was diagnosed with leukemia, and my dad, to get me out of the house, said, why don't you take some of these group golf camps at Bent Tree? And I pretty much came up with every excuse to not do these golf camps. And finally, I agreed I'd do a private lesson, and we kind of asked around Bent Tree who to take from, and everybody pretty much said take from the guy with the funny accent, Dean Larson. And so I eventually agreed to take a lesson, and I immediately fell in love with it. Dean kind of taught me to love golf, and my first lesson consisted a little bit of grip and posture, and mostly him telling me to grip it and rip it, and a quick game's a good game. And so that was really awesome. And then soon, Dean introduced me to the NTPGA, and I played my first prep event, and I remember every shot, it feels like, from that tournament. I feel like it was yesterday. I got to start by thanking my family. My mom goes with me to all my tournaments and is a huge supporter of mine. And if I were to list everything that she does, I would not have time for the next award. And then I got to thank my dad. He's my biggest supporter, and he's also my part-time caddy whenever I need him. And next, I got to thank, I'm going to do this off ahead, so this will be interesting. I'm going to go Dean Larson. He taught me to love the game and have fun doing it. And without him, sometimes in these tournaments, I seriously start to doubt that golf is fun. And he quickly reminds me it's not about the score, it's about having fun. And next, I got to thank Mark Harrison. He introduced me to the Birdies for Kids fundraiser, which has become my biggest tournament all year. Because I've played well in that, it's not me benefiting, it's other kids who are in my position, not just in leukemia and in Children's Medical Center, but also in the junior golf, which gave so much to me. Next, I got to thank Cameron McCormick. About 3 years ago, almost to the day, me and Cameron sat down and we set a goal, and it was to play Division I golf. And 3 years later, like the video, or like he said, that dream come true, and I couldn't have done it without him. Next, I got to thank Coach Marshall Edwards for all he does for TCA golf. We're just a small private school, and we have one of the best college or high school golf schedules in the country, and we couldn't have done it without him. We've won 6 out of the last 8 state championships, and that's all because of his help for us. I think that's it. Finally, I'm going to thank the awards committee chairman, Courtney Cannell, for all he does, and finally the awards committee. Thank you all for having me, and have a great rest of the night.
That was more than just impressive. Thank you, gentlemen.